3X Tech, 3X Tech, 3X Tech. All right. Right back with another one, guys. Today, I'm here to talk to you more about the software of 3X Tech. And more importantly and more in depth, I want to talk about the software. How can I put this? The different myths of, software in this independent arcade sector. I see a lot of different arcade independent manufacturers advertising large multi-terabyte drives, large amount of games, large numbers of games. 50,000 games. 100,000 games. 3,000 games. 30,000 games. All type of numbers. I've even seen 250,000 games advertised. It's time for a moment of clarity as far as all that's concerned. And with the possible exception of Chris Coolmod, I'm definitely not talking about him, because that guy, his setup and what he's running is very, very, very unique compared to pretty much what anybody else is doing. And I mean, to be fair, there's certainly a cost involved in that too. But that setup is really what it is. He's not faking the funk over there. You really get what you say you're going to get with that. And it's a whole lot to that. I've talked about him in the past. I'm not going to do a deep dive with him now, but Chris Coolmod is the real deal for sure when it comes to software and his hardware setup. Chris Coolmod is the real deal, period. But him withstanding and him out of the way, I'll say, and I ain't going to get specific with other people, but there's a lot of myths in this whole software sector. I've been doing tons and tons of research over the last few months. The thing that most people aren't really understanding or don't seem to grasp is that there are duplicates among duplicates among duplicates among duplicates among duplicates in certain builds, in a lot of these builds. So a build may advertise 50,000 games. It's possible to have the same game 50 times on that build through several different platforms. And there may only be 2 really good versions of that build. 8 of them may not even run. And all of those are counted as a game though. Even if the game doesn't run, it's still counted. Even if it's a duplicate on a much lower power per platform that really it make no sense to play. Hey, I'll give you an example. Final Fight is available on NES, Super Nintendo, the MAME arcade, real version of it, Sega CD, tons of other. I believe it's even more platforms than that. I just named 4 or 5 platforms this game is on. The main version, which is the true version, is the version to play. Period. In this situation, we played those other versions years past because it was as good as you got. If you couldn't go to the arcade, Super Nintendo was as good as it got. Sega CD version came out. That was an upgrade. It was actually 2 players. It had an awesome soundtrack. And that's a side note. If you haven't played the Sega CD version of Final Fight, check that out. Just for the soundtrack, it's got a remix version of the soundtrack, and it's awesome. It's awesome. They outdid themselves with the soundtrack on the Sega CD version. But the main actual arcade version is still the best version. So that said, that is the definitive one to play. And honestly, if you have an arcade cabinet, that's really the only version you need. I could see a case could be made for having the Sega CD version too because of the audio. But all of those games are counted. And that gets back to what, the point I was trying to make. There are so many games, and that's just one game I've mentioned. There's several other games that may have 20 different versions of that game. Pac-Man, it's all of those are counted as one game. And then when you got hundreds into thousands of games that have multiple versions. That's how you get these large multi-terabyte setups. And it makes it come across as if you're getting something that's extra special, and you're not. And, that's one thing that I've really focused in on, is trying to make my builds as lean as possible. Will there be duplicates? Sure, here and there, possibly. But my builds are going to be a lot more slim, hard drive space-wise, because they're not really needed. If they deleted a lot of fluff, hey, you wouldn't even need the size terabytes they're running. I can understand having some things for completeness sake, but to be fair, I don't even think I've played, since I've been in the retro gaming sector and, and been tinkering with arcade cabinets. And honestly, and I'm going to make a video about this too, where I discuss my origin, arcade and video game origin, then arcade cabinet origin, and the first arcade cabinet. And the first retro console I guess I would have would be a modified Xbox. And I had this way back in the day, early 2000s. So, that would be my origin. I'm going to make a video and get into that. That's separate though. But, when you look at things like that to where we're at now, like, I don't know, even from then to now, I don't think, since I've been playing MAME and all these other retro games, I don't think I've played even 400 different games. I don't think I have. Of course I haven't kept count, but, even like with my Retro Plus, I don't think I played 300 games on that. I mean, it's too many. I don't have the time. Maybe some people have played 1,000, 1,500, but there's no way. I highly doubt anybody that's gotten this cab has touched every game on it. It's unlikely. You get your favorites, you enjoy that, and it is what it is. So there's a lot of marketing and advertisement fluff that's out there in the game right now. So that's something I definitely wanted to come on here and address in detail and really talk about, because it's something that's really overlooked. Nobody's really talking about it. I think one of the main issues is a lot of people don't really have the general knowledge, and that's one thing. Like, if you follow my channel, I like to think of myself somewhat of a myth buster when it comes to a lot of this stuff, because there's a lot of fluff in this sector, and it's a lot of things are for advertisement and to boost profits. Everybody has an opinion. I'd rather turn out, my take is I'd rather turn out a high quality product for as affordable as possible and sell as many as possible versus, trying to add as much fluff and charge the most money. I mean, hey, everybody has their goal and their position. But hey, shout out to them, respect to them. It is for profit. People are here to make money. But I like exposing the truth when it comes to this sector. So hey, anyway, guys, this is a quick one. Just wanted to get that off my chest about the software myths of this sector. Anyway, 3X Lex out, and I'll get with you on the next one. Peace.